My name's Graham Ellis, and I'm a British bloke who's lived abroad for well over 40 years. And my calling has been to work with young people. My passions have been sustainable living and community development. And as a result, I've written a couple of books, published online and in print. Also, numerous articles that have been published nationally and internationally. And I also have a very active blog called Renegades Escapades, where I've written about some of the people I've met on my travels and some of my own stories. My latest book, Judas, which is the chronicles of I call it a renegade whistleblower at a pseudo-spiritual summer camp, is perhaps the most profound and disturbing story of my life. It changed my life. I was a rather unworldly 25-year-old. I just graduated teacher training college, and I was told about this amazing wilderness training camp in the Teton National Park, Wyoming. And because it was highly recommended, I decided to accept an offer to be a camp counselor. And so I arrived at this camp was it 1975, and met the director and his wife, and things started okay, but the behavior of the director was really disturbing to me in terms of his treatment of his wife and his aggression towards me. He had a huge ego, and I just decided to live with it and hope that it was a temporary behavior. However, the kids arrived from all kinds of backgrounds, and the camp began, and things didn't live up to my expectation. The director's behavior gave me great concern, and I was troubled because here I was on a wonderful adventure, supposedly, but I was questioning his methods. I did it to his face, and he defended them. I did it more so in a journal that I kept, and in letters I wrote to a girlfriend back in England, questioning his physical and emotional abuse of the kids. And it eventually turned to sexual abuse. Over the period of 6 weeks, in the events I detail in the book, it progressively got more and more scary, and I became more and more concerned. There was an atmosphere of fear there amongst the children and the counselors, but we weren't able to talk openly about it. We were oppressed. We were being brainwashed, I felt. And all the time there was justification. And this director had incredible credibility in his community. We had visits from social workers and upstanding members of society. The sheriff came and praised the work of the director. So it was very difficult for me as a naive young man to consider blowing the whistle. I asked him many times to try and tone down what he was doing. I expressed my fears and my concerns. And I questioned whether he was insane or I was insane. I didn't know the meaning of sociopathy at the time, but I realize now that his actions were probably sociopathic. Anyway, I did blow the whistle. He went before a grand jury hearing and was indicted for 44 physical, emotional, and sexual offenses. But as the story concludes, he never went to trial. He got off with a plea of temporary insanity. And I've always asked myself, was he insane? Was he? Or was he a sociopath? Thank you. I hope you enjoy the book.